Welcome to Proudly Said, where we bring bold voices and real stories together. I'm John Hyland, Scouse, queer, and still trying to make sense of it all. And this space is for the stuff we don't always say out loud, though we probably should. Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Proudly Said, where we bring bold voices and real stories. And I think it goes without saying, I don't even need to do any introductions to my next guest, because his name is directly above us, and that is Adam Brown.
Hello, thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm real good, thank you.
Good. I think we should get straight into it, because we're in the middle of your dance studio. You've been doing this for a very, very long time.
Yes.
Just tell me a bit more about like the journey. Like what is with this space? What do you do in this space?
So I started dancing when I was 3. I'm now 33 at the end of this year. So basically 30 years later and a bad back. And so basically I opened the school 7 years ago, and
That's mad.
yeah, I know every single person says it. So yeah, I opened the school 7 years ago, and I felt like there was a space in the Liverpool scene for this type of dance school. A lot of dance schools just concentrate on exams and like one show each year, and then the kids don't get stage time. It's like you're in a classroom, where I was like, no, I know that kids down south, they're on the West End and they get stage time a lot more than our kids up north. Like obviously our kids up north can go and audition to be in those shows. So I opened the school because I wanted to make a school so we can create like visuals and concepts for like social stage and screens. So then like when we do our visual shows, the kids have like filmed on green screen on location. Every time we're on location, it rains. And
It's always the way.
I've got kids who are like 7 on Crosby Beach, like, Adam, I'm freezing. And I'm like, go again.
As you're trying to like film on.
Yeah. So basically, we are a very, very heavily competition-based school. We have the kids on stage, either they are dancing by themselves or in groups. We have like champs in the school. We have like champion titles. We go to like Blackpool and all over the place to compete against all of the big schools. And even though I know we're 7 years old, but there's schools who are like 25, 50 years old. So I still think we're still like a baby school. So yeah, so this is what we do. We are open 7 days a week. It's basically like Just Eat. We're like on the go every single day. And even though sometimes I moan, I wouldn't have it any other way. Because do you know when you're a kid in school and they say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you say, I want to be a policeman. I would always be like the sassy kid. I'm going to own a dance school. But then when I actually went on company's house and it said, you're now the director, I was like, oh fuck.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? I was like, oh my God.
I have responsibility.
Yeah, so whatever you want to call yourself, director, founder, principal, I'm all those, but I'm also a teacher on the ground doing the work at the same time. So yeah.
I think that's incredible how you put it though, because I think specifically when you mention like, you know, down south, there is like a process, there's a system, isn't there, for the whole,
of course, yeah,
the West End
school.
Schools. Like I doom scroll TikTok like I don't know what, and like the amount of like stage schools or not even necessarily stage schools, but like just generic summer school whatever's, and you can see like they're doing that. Either the show, the end of the season show will be done on a West End stage or
of course,
whatever.
Yeah.
So you can tell these kids are going to be on their way to whatever.
Yeah.
And whilst you say like, you know, our kids as in like Northwest can audition if they want to. It's like, it's not the same. So the fact that you've seen that gap and it's specifically to try and like give an experience, I think would be the phrase, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
In different mediums.
And I feel like it's your background, it's where you come from. And if there's no generational change within that, or there's no one giving them that sense of like, oh, that person has done that. Like I wasn't good at school and some of my kids aren't good at school. Like they come in to me and say, oh, I got sent out to class today. But those kids who get sent out to class excel in my school. So it's like, and then I say to my kids, like, not that I agree with this, but like I say, well, I didn't do good at school. So that doesn't mean you're going to do good after school just because I did. Like you still have to try at school, but if like school's not the be all and the end all of it, but you still have to try. But I was like so driven after school because I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
I think that's an important though thing to like acknowledge and like own. It's the fact that you know that, or your kids know, like, oh, I just school's not for me,
Hmm.
but that's something that you've got to go through. So
Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah,
like trying to
yeah,
like encourage, no, stick at it because you've got to get through it.
yeah,
But you will. This is where you thrive because it's what is it? You can't teach a fish to fly or a bird to swim. Well, I don't know. There's that phrase, isn't it? Where like
yeah,
it's a certain type of teaching where not everyone will thrive in the same
yeah.
environment.
Back to the background thing,
Back
like
to the background thing.
no, it's so true up north as well. It's so true that until you see someone doing it, you don't think that it's a possible thing. Like I got my first job on a cruise ship when I was 18, and I left home when I was 18. Now I was a baby 18,
Yeah.
and I didn't know no one who had gone and done that. But I just was like, I went to London, audition, got the job. 2 months later,
You're on the
was
boat.
I was in rehearsals. Where even was I? Somewhere in like Europe, and
Somewhere in like
yo,
Europe.
like somewhere it was. I can't think where, but it's like my mum done everything
Yeah.
for me. So I always speak about that because why was I so ballsy and so brave to like go, bye mum, I'm just going to pack a case and
Yeah.
go on by myself for 9 months like me now. If I leave my house, I'm like that. Oh my God, what am I doing? But like now that my kids have seen that I've done that and my staff have done that, it's there's going to be a generational change within their families for their mums, for their brothers and stuff like that. So
I think it's also seeing it happen. So like, I know to be fair, I'm exactly like you. Like, how the hell did I do half the stuff I did years ago? Like, I
yeah,
I can't imagine doing it now.
you feel like you've lived 10 lives
Yeah.
when you think back.
When you think, like, oh, I've done this, and this. How did I do that? And could I do it now? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I suppose when you're like, you've got
Anxiety.
lots. When you've got loads of kids, I suppose, looking up to you as much as you'd be like, no, don't look up at me. But you'd have. It's that relatability. And I think you are right. Like, definitely from a northern thing, it's like, it feels like sometimes we're
100%.
forgotten up here.
Yeah. All those cuts.
Well, yeah, performing art just doesn't seem to be like a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So even though like I mean maybe it's just the circles I'm in, like I see like dance schools on every street corner, which is not a thing by the way, but I'm aware
But I
of that.
think
Do you know what I mean? Because we know lots of people.
I think there's dance schools all over the place now. I think dance schools, this is where I'll be dragged, but I don't care. Drag me, cancel me, mess them.
Yeah, don't
I
cancel.
feel like dance schools are popping up all over the place, like sunbed shops used
really?
to be years ago. But I love that.
Okay. I think there's gonna be a criticism
No,
there,
no,
but
no.
it's like, yes, get the arts back in.
No, like you better close. No, I'm messing. No, like I love that because some people, let me get this so PC, right? Some people say, well, that dance school's not best for me, or da 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 da. Not every kid would enjoy my school.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do have to find your dance school what works for you. Now, some kids, what they might want to perform in class, but they don't want to go on stage. Now, that school, they don't do the stages where I do the stages. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? So, like you just said, then like you see all the content and all that online. I absolutely love that because in our day we didn't have that. So, like you can find a dance school 2 doors down from you, which you didn't even know that was there, just because you scrolled on TikTok. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that. 'Cause you are right. 'Cause I think I kind of felt it like when I was a kid. I did the whole little standard performing arts thing, you know, jazz, tap, theatre craft.
Let's go.
Let's not do some like wings.
love.
Everyone thought, oh, John can tap dance. No, John can't. John can just go. See, I can't even do it when I'm sat down, but you know what I'm trying to do.
Shuffle, hop, step.
Oh yeah, step ball change, box step.
All he knows is step or change. Let's go.
Yeah, I did do it. But that was the only place I went to.
Yeah. What school did you
It was
go
called
to?
Starlight. It was in Garston.
I don't know down there. I know L12 and L13, and that is about it.
Where-
And then I've got me maps, ways.
Got me maps.
Yeah, mate, I've got. I can't be dealing with that.
Talking about maps, like you did mention before about competitions, and I am looking around, and literally you can't look for not seeing a trophy. Um,
Loads of people do say that, but I know this is like trying to brag.
I don't mean it in an arrogant way. I
But
mean
we
it's
have some in storage
it's
also. We have oh, I've just thought we have 2 boxes full
wow.
of gold ones because I don't like the gold ones.
But at the end of the day, though, it's like it's recognizing and celebrating the kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you know, if you pointed that one, I'd most probably know
Which one it is?
what dance won it.
Oh,
Like,
the actual routine.
that's how much my brain is locked in on, like, some people are like, Adam's a control freak. He doesn't let no one do nothing. And like my team and my therapist has said, Adam, you have to delegate jobs.
Yeah.
But I'm like so obsessed with everything what we do as a school. I know everything what goes on, even though it must be doesn't look like sometimes. But I'm like, yeah. But I'm so proud of all of the awards that we've won, and like we go to comps, and even if we're at a comp, it still feels like my first ever comp for the school. I'm still like,
I
ugh.
think that's good though, because I think
Yeah.
there's an element of nervousness. There's not overconfidence. There's no arrogance. It's like, you know what? This is like
I
treat
cared
it like
about it still.
yeah,
100%. Like, and I drill the kids like they've never been on stage
yeah,
before, because if you don't push, the next school along will push harder,
yeah.
and they'll win you. And I don't like to win. I mean,
You say you don't like to win,
I don't like not to win.
just so you hit it.
I
Here
don't like to win. You
first.
could take all my awards, bitch. Back off.
So when you come, so you've had that like background all the way. So you did the cruise ships and stuff.
Yeah.
So between 18, so 7 years is that? So you're 20. You had your 33 at the end of the year. So what's that? 20, 26, 20. Is that correct maths? So there's about 8 years there. So from before you started the school, like what was the career? What was you doing?
So I used to do cruise ship, come back home, teach for about 5 years, on and off, and
Oh,
then,
so like the cruise ship contract to teach
yeah,
cruise ship
for all
contract.
different schools,
Oh, okay.
all over the northwest. I would name names, but I don't want to give them airtime. And I'm only messing. And then I got a phone call one day to come on board as the choreographer for a dance group that was on Britain's Got Talent. They just come off the show.
Okay, yeah.
So I sat with my mum and I was like, oh, I don't really know, because a friend of mine at the time, she is now my friend again.
At the time,
Yeah.
there was a hiatus.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
Adam, carry on.
nothing like that. No hate. Like, it's literally all love. And it was her group at the time.
Ah, okay.
So then my mum was like, Adam, it's a job
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So then I took the job on board. Then I was with them for like maybe like, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years. And then then I opened the school halfway through that, and I was trying to build the business, but I was like in Switzerland, then I was like
Wow.
in San Francisco, then I'd be on a flight somewhere else. I was living out of a suitcase, and I didn't have a base
Yeah.
while trying to build up a school, and something had to give. So I always say that I was the ginger spice who left the girl band before the girl band broke up.
For your own better.
Yeah,
Better?
for the artistic differences. Like, I had to open my school, and as soon as I left there, then the school grew. So I knew that I made the right choice, even though at the time I was like, but the school grew. Then we got our own building, which was the old building, and then we moved into this new building, our purpose-built studios.
Oh, I love it. When I got here, it's like you told me the address, but the entrance is on another
Yeah.
road. And then I'm coming up the stairs. I'm like, what am I walking up to here? And then you
Yeah.
walk up to that courtyard, and it's like, wow, like,
And
it's a beautiful wee space.
we get the sun all day.
Yeah.
The kids, like, not that the kids get lots of breaks because I'm like drilling, but like the kids are like that, sunbathing. We get the sun all day, and like, yeah, it's gorgeous. I love it.
Is that courtyard used for like certain?
No, it's just basically like a play yard in a school. That's where all the mums stand and wait.
Oh, okay. So I walked upstairs. And I was thinking to myself, I bet he does videos here. It
Um,
lit the backdrop on that wall.
no, do you know what? No, we've not even actually.
Oh, okay.
No, because when we do our visual shows, we're on like green screen and location
Right.
and stuff like that on beaches and stuff like that. But I did think about it, but I don't think it's big enough. So yeah,
I don't think it's big enough.
I'd fit about 10 kids on that wall.
You talked about like stages. That's kind of a nice little segue from there, though. So I remember we're talking about jobs. I remember I did a job for you way back when.
For me,
Yeah, I did some video stuff for you in the Epstein years ago.
the first show.
Was that
Oh
the
my
first
god,
show?
Reputation. The like. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
It was mostly like social.
You need to do it for
posts.
this year's show.
You can get lost.
How very rude.
No capacity.
Very harsh.
whatsoever.
Very harsh. Oh my god, I forgot about that. No, you actually need to do it.
We'll see. Okay, stop.
Send me your fee.
We'll talk after that. After this, Jesus, what? What did you do? Because I think we talk about spaces, especially in the arts, and we just made a joke about dance schools popping up in every street corner. But like,
Yeah.
there isn't a lot of spaces for like people to perform whilst they're like in training or young people to do. And the Epstein was always seen as like the community theatre. And I don't know if it was not long after that or whatever. But then obviously the Epstein closed.
Yeah.
What do you do with the kids? Like what are those kind of stages like you look to go on? I know you mentioned about, visions and videos and green screens and stuff, but there's nothing like a stage.
So right after my show, we went into lockdown. and then after lockdown, I don't think that reopened, did it? I don't think it did. Or it did, only for a short amount of time and then
Yes.
closed again. So we used the Lighthouse in Anfield on Oakfield Road. We used them a lot, and we used them for my sister company to the school, which I have a production company called Major Events. I don't know if you know that.
Yes, I did.
Shout out to Major Events. I run it by myself. And so we do a lot of our events there, and then we do them in Ellesmere Port Civic Hall.
Okay, yeah.
We do them in Blackpool Winter Gardens Opera House.
Wow.
We do them. Oh, where else do we do them?
All over the Northwest, though.
Can't think on the spot, but like we do it in lots of places. But I don't think there's nothing like the Epstein. I do think that
I just feel like it's like
old, it's classic, it's
a good
it's
starting
raw,
point.
it's what?
It's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Like it's something like a lot of. I'm pretty sure Leanne Campbell's first gig was as the child in Tuppence Across the Mersey on what was then the Neptune.
Yeah, and she's a legend within herself.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, she can correct me if I'm completely wrong, and she will.
She'll be in the comments. Wrong.
But I'm pretty sure that was the case. Anyway, the Neptune Theatre was always the place where,
and it was called the Neptune.
Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to do my school's first show there was because my first ever show when I was a kid, I was an ugly duckling. That's what the dance was. And I went, quack, quack, get out of here. Like, that was the routine. And so I danced when I was 3 on my first show on that stage.
At the Neptune.
Yes.
See?
So then my thing was like, I don't care what the fee is. I don't care what the price. I don't care how much it is. I'm having that for my first school show. But I don't think we'd even fit inside there now. I think it's
big.
I think it's too small, but we could do
How many kids have you got?
multiple nights. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, book it out.
Yeah. Do you know what? I haven't done a head count in a long, long time, because when I do a head count, I get too big for my own head, and
As the numbers keep going up.
yeah. So I, in my head, I always like to be like, no, we're a baby school. Do you know what I mean? I don't like to, because then it just becomes about like numbers and politics and accountants and no, because that's not why I started the school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
So,
I get
yeah.
that. So what would you say is like the future? What do you envision? I mean, because you said when you were a kid you wanted to have your dance school. You've got your dance school. You've had your dance school for
Yes.
7 years. So like you've hit your dream.
Yeah.
It's like, and you haven't stopped. So like what's next?
Do you know what? When I met my new accountant, he said this.
What's next?
And I like, what's your plans, Adam?
Yeah.
Like, what's your goals? And my goal was just to have this school.
Yeah.
But now I have that. So I'm still trying to find like something more what I can do for the school in a different way than anyone else has. Like, I don't want to. everyone says, Adam, open a college, do that. And I'm like, other people have. I don't want to be like, oh, Adam's opened a college. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And with that comes a lot of hard work. Not that I'm scared of it, but I just feel like it's being done. So I don't really want to step on other people's toes when what they are doing is
I suppose it
already
goes. I
amazing.
suppose open up on a. I can't get the words out. I suppose opening up a college would be slightly different as well because you went from the get go. You're not about exams and all this kind of thing. You're
This,
about the performances. Whereas a
yeah.
college is that's what it's about.
And logbooks and course and like, no. So to answer your question, basically, I don't.
Working on it.
Yeah, I don't know what I want. All I know is we do visual shows and no other dance school does it.
I feel
Which,
like I need to just get that in there. Like, what do you mean by a visual show?
okay, so let me tell you about my visual shows. So basically, I write the show.
Okay.
So our first show was called House of Hathor.
Half four.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hathor, H. And it was an Egyptian themed show.
Okay.
But I will then find like all different songs and we'll combine them with different interludes, and then we will film all over the place. We for House of a Thor, I think we film lots more on location than green screen.
Okay.
And basically it's like a Beyonce tour with everyone laughs, but it basically is. Uh, it's a concert. I
Okay.
literally just say that. And everyone who comes to our visual shows literally are like drunk. I know this sounds bad because the kids are involved, but like the mums love it that much. They are like, yes! Like, it's like Beyonce's on stage. I'm not even messing. Like, and I didn't know that it was going to be like that. I didn't set out for it to be like that, but like the mums are so invested, and loads of people who I didn't even know came to the show and was tagging me on Instagram. And I'm going, who are these people?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a bit lost though. So you go out and you filmed on location or with green screen. So
So
where's the show part?
so
Am I being really dense?
no, I think it's me. So we will film
Yeah.
all our screen content,
Okay.
and then the screen content is on while they're on stage as well.
Right. Okay.
And
Sorry, I
then
missed that bit.
they'll go off stage, but the screen content, there's more screen content. So the show is like, it's like an
Non-stop.
overwhelming thing. It's like you don't know if you want to look at the screen or the dancers, and then when the dancers go, then the screen, then the dancers come back on, and then there's sound, and then there's lights, and then there's pyro. There's a lot.
Sounds expensive.
You tell.
That's where my brain went. Like, not like, oh my god,
And-
that sounds visually incredible and overpowering. That sounds expensive.
Yeah. And this is where the ADHD comes in, because there's no budget for my
Yeah, no budget, no
for my
boundaries.
shows.
I just want what I want.
Like, if it's gonna cost me X amount of much to have more, then all right, well, let's have that then. I don't care if I make a fiver off the show. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not about that. And this is where it's cringe. It's about what it looks like and how it makes everyone feel. And I would rather someone walk out and go, that was too much, or I love that. Then yeah, it was okay. I never
Yeah.
want to sit on the fence.
You'd rather it was too
Ever.
much, so you know, okay, maybe we'll scale it back a little bit because it was too much, rather than fuck,
Oh,
I should have
well,
done
I will
more.
never scale back, ever. How very dare you get out of my school?
Dare I?
No, like I will go, and that's across the board with the school. Like when I done this school up, I was literally like the floor. Adam, it's an extra £1,000. Oh, all right, don't go on. Acting like I've got
All
an,
right, go on then.
acting like I've got an extra hundred, hundreds of pounds. I don't, but I mean, like, whatever the school needs, then the school will get. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's because I've not come from having it, so it's not like I'm always trying to claw it back. Like, it is what it is, and if the show needs more things to make it look good, to make the kids feel even more insane, then that's what the show will
I
get.
think it's what we always look at as like a bit of an investment, because you are right. I
course.
think coming from like a working class background, it's always that case of like, you know what, I'm going to put that bit more into it because it'll have payoff.
Yeah.
And I don't mean payoff in terms of like money return. It's, as you say, it's that
Yeah.
experience. And if we put it down to the fact that this is a performing arts school, it's like it's the kids having that experience to say, I was part of that.
Yeah, and I always have it in the back of my mind, no one else does it.
Yeah.
So I have to do it the best. Otherwise, if I don't, someone else will just jump on the bandwagon of it all and go, I can do that, but I can do it even bloody better than him. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, I think I have that in the back of my mind all the time, to make sure that I like push until it's like on point.
So okay, so take me into your brain. I don't know if I want to go there. Um,
Do you want to speak to my my therapist
so
before?
okay, so is that where all your creative things come from? I just have a sit down with my therapist.
Yeah.
And then I go, can I have your notes, please?
No, go on.
That's my
What's your
question. Is like
question?
going into your brain. Like, how do you create these concepts? Or
So
yeah, what's the process?
sometimes I will wake up and I'll go, I want to do the Simpsons routine and I want this song and I want this. Da, 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 da. And then sometimes I can just, this sounds cringe as well, but I don't care. Like I can look at that light and go, oh, I want the next costume to be white, but it needs to have like this up it and that up and da, 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 da. Like it can come from all different places.
I
Or
envy you for that though.
which,
I envy you for that though, because sometimes that creative brain just
yeah,
you've
like,
either got it or you haven't.
and like sometimes I think, am I like the shit? Am I so good? But then there's days where I can't think of nothing to do, and then I think, shit, I've lost it. Like I'm drained of it all. But sometimes I think this is an ADHD thing. I think so. When I feel like I'm under pressure to make things up, like if I'm trying to be organized for the next six months,
Yeah.
I can't think of nothing. Then on one random day when I don't need to be thinking of nothing, nothing is due to be made up to get on stage to design costumes for, something will just come. And then those are the routines that win everything.
The ones that just come like a spring of nothing.
So I'll speed this up dead fast. It was March, maybe last year. On the Monday, I was like, I want to make a Christmas routine. And
Okay.
yeah, everyone said this.
Okay.
Everyone was like, Christmas in March. Adam, what the? And I mixed the song, got all the costumes. I have Mrs. Claus in it, Santa Claus, and the Grinch. I have baby Grinches with kids who are this big. They look insane. And then all the other dancers are like presents type of things, like cutie girly bow things. And I drilled the rehearsal. It was done in like 3 classes, and again, an ADHD thing. Rescheduled everyone's tables to make sure that it got done. Then it went on stage. Won routine of the day.
Wow.
Won first place. Won best street. Won best costume. Won judge's choice.
Wow.
Like that. And that routine wasn't even thought of. On the Monday, I thought of it. By the Wednesday, the song was mixed. Oh yeah, I mix all my own songs as well. And and then,
by the way,
yeah, and then basically went out into a competition and cleaned up like that.
That's mad.
And that wasn't even thought of. Now, the routines that are like proper thought of, sometimes don't clean up like that. So you can be like super organized and like not have ADHD and like da 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 da. But sometimes it's just how different people's brains work, and my brain works in mad ways. Ask my boyfriend, he will say the exact same thing. Do you know what I mean?
Proper little supercomputer.
Yeah. You are?
Proper little supercomputer.
Yes. But yeah, that's how the brain works.
But also, I think even pushing to the say, like, you know, you had this bizarre concept that came from nothing and it won all these things. That's also a testament to, I suppose, you as a teacher. The fact that then everyone picked it up and was able to run with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't have an option. I know, literally all mums was like, what? Christmas? And then I think that's when everyone was a bit like, is Adam losing it a bit? Like, has Adam lost his touch? And it was like, I'm just going to start out, babes. It's just the start. But yeah.
That. Okay, so I think I've kind of asked this question, but I'm just going to be a bit more forthcoming with it. Like, what do you want the future to be? If I had to put you on the spot and ask it.
I would like the school to not be bigger, because it's never about numbers. It's going to always be about names.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, never about numbers, always about names. But I would like it to be known
Mm-hmm.
for exactly what we do and not just the dance school.
I get you.
Because I don't feel like everyone goes, have you been to Adam Brown's school? Oh, she'll love it there. She's dead like sassy. So like loads of kids come dead shy glued to the mum's legs, and then loads of kids 6 weeks later are bouncing out like, "Hey, mum," and I'm like, have I made a monster or a more confident kid? But that's what I want to be known for, and I feel like we are known for that.
Yeah.
But I want it to be known on a bigger scale. I literally want people to be like, "Oh my god, don't enter that competition because Adam's in it." Not in that sense, but I just want to be known for what I want us to be known for, as
Yeah.
in like what we create and what we stand for, and not just a dance school. Because like I said at the start, we aren't a traditional dance school, and we never will be. I want to be known to be always outside of the box.
Yeah.
Never the same, always doing everything different. So yeah.
I think it's owning like what you know, what you want to be, and I think you do own that.
Do you think?
Have you listened to yourself?
No, I like this time, like everybody has like days where they doubt themselves.
Of course.
Like,
That's
and
what grounds you though.
which does.
When you wake up and think, oh, I'm not this shit, and then it's like, okay, actually, you know what? I can get through this, and etc. etc. It's a bit ground and humbling.
Yeah, like there's days, and like, don't get me wrong, I know I've boasted about the school, but sometimes I'm like, oh my god, it's hard work to run a dance school. Now, people who don't have a dance school are most probably like, oh my god, calm down, you teach kids to dance. But it's literally, you don't see half, of it. So like, on the good days, you have to, I mean, on the bad days, you do have to remind yourself of like, oh my god, last week we won school of the day in the
Yeah.
whole competition.
Or
So
those small wins of like an individual child doing X, Y,
yeah,
Z.
so like, it's just trying to stay on top of that all the time. But obviously you can't. So everybody does have their doubts and stuff like that. But and I do speak openly with the kids about that, and I do say, guys, I'm not confident all the
Yeah.
time. I said, but I have to walk in because I'm your teacher and say, hi guys, let's go. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But really deep down, I'm like, I would love to be in my house right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
But because I teach kids, you don't have that option. You have to, because that kid could have had a shit day in school where they come here and this is their like,
This is their escape.
this is their like place where they thrive.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's always trying to be ahead of the game, basically, in owning a dance school. That is what you have to basically be. You have to have the best costumes all the time. You have to be ahead of the game for the kids, so then the kids learn new things, get new skills. So then that's meaning me. I have to be ahead of my game. So if you're not feeling ahead of your game, you're like, I'm shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
I could talk to you forever. I'm not going to lie.
I could chat shit all day long.
But sadly, we don't have the time for that. So I like to close most of my episodes here with like this little bit thing called like a Scouse spotlight. If you could like think of one thing, it can be a person, a song, a piece of food, anything that just says to you Liverpool, what would it be?
Oh God, a person or food or
It could be anything. If you could think of anything, and it could be, it could be a person, it could be a song, it could be a musician, it could be food, it could be a shop. Just one thing that you go, that's Liverpool to you.
I know.
Go on.
110s. I love a pair of 110s.
That is hilarious. Go on, why?
One, they're amazing to dance in.
Okay.
Even though all like the gorgeous scallies wear them. They look gorgeous. And they are the Scouse shoe.
The Scouse shoe.
Like, if some wool wears, no offense if you're a wool. If someone wears them, you think, they're our shoes, get them off right now. Like, don't be rude. Like, and everyone will say online, 110s is a Scouse shoe.
I honestly say I've never owned a pair of 110s.
Absolute wool. get out my school now.
Mate, I'm from Wavertree. I'm Scouse as heck.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'd say that. I think so, yeah.
That's the most interesting answer I've
What's
actually
everyone else
heard.
said?
People have said like inspirational people. Someone said corner shops because apparently they love the fact that corner shops are everywhere and they're always open.
Yeah.
Which is random. Anyway, let's not get into that.
Yeah.
If people want to find more about yourself or more about the school, where can they find them online?
We are on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube at AdamBrownDanceCompany.com. I mean, oh no, not .com. That's the website. At Adam Brown Dance Company on all the socials.
And it's AdamDanceCompany.com.
For the website,
For the website, fabulous.
Yeah.
So for all information, it's like how to get involved.
Yes.
And if you just want to follow along the journey.
Yeah. We do post on YouTube for like vlogs of all our competitions and stuff like that. So that will start up again soon because again, no one else does that. So
follow the journey.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
So yes, if you want to follow us, join us, be a supporter online, you can do. And yeah.
If you want to find out more about the podcast, we're on Instagram and TikTok at Proudly Said. And if you want to get in touch, it's hey@proudlysaid.co.uk. Nice one. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. You've been listening to Proudly Said. If it meant something to you, pass it on. If it didn't, maybe it will one day. Either way, stay kind, stay loud, and stay proud. Thanks for listening.